Hello, it is Mac here, and today I'm talking about the next event week for GTA Online, and this one is called GTA Online Bonuses Week, which I believe was the name for last week's. However, this one is much like last week's, actually pretty good for discounts and double money. Last week's wasn't too great for double money and all that. However, this one is pretty amazing for double money and RP. And I'm going to be talking about it in this video. However, Rockstar did put out a post on their newswire, and if you do want to go check out the full post on their newswire, I will have a link in the description. And this goes on from September 16th till the 22nd. So you got about a week to take advantage of these rewards. And so first off, let's talk about the double GTA for money and RP in all parachute jumps and drop zone game mode. What I think they mean by this is the parachute in jobs and the actual, drop zone job itself, the adversary mode, is double money and RP. I don't think the playlist itself is the only one that is double money and RP, which is usually what they do. Just the way that they word it and stuff like that, it makes it seem like, all parachute jobs and all drop zone jobs are double money and RP, which is not too bad. And while parachute jobs and drop zone themselves don't give it the most amount of money, what's good about them is that some parachute jobs are 16 players, some may even be 30 players. I'm not too sure which ones are, but there may even be a few that are 30 players. I'm not too sure on that. And then drop zone is also 16 players. So, like with pretty much any other job in GTA Online, the more players you have, the more money you will be getting. And the playlist isn't that bad itself as well. You got parachuting a ridge too far, then drop zone 1, then parachuting high overheads, then drop zone 4. So you got 2 parachuting jobs in there, 2 drop zone jobs in there, all parachuting itself. Drop zone, it's kind of like parachuting it to the objective, then that's whenever you start opening fire. I love drop zone, it's one of my favorite adversary modes, as well as I love parachuting jobs. And that may come as a surprise to most of you guys, but I love parachuting jobs in GTA Online. There's something so, so peaceful about them that I really do like playing them. So that's the double money and RP. Pretty good this week. Not the best we've seen. However, you will be able to make a bit of money, especially if you spent a lot of your money last week. If you're like me, who spent your money on a yacht last week, then you're probably going to want to try and make your money this week on these events. So next up, let's talk about the discounts. So there will be half off everything at Warstock Cash and Carry. Not too bad there. That's an amazing deal. You will be able to get pretty much a lot of vehicles that are very expensive in GTA Online for half off. That includes vehicles like the Hydra, the Savage, the Valkyrie. Then you also got the Rhino tank, which some of these vehicles, like the Rhino tank and the Buzzard, I think the Buzzard's still level 42 or 45 requirement, somewhere in there. And then I believe the Rhino tank is either 70 or 75. So you will need to be a little bit of a higher rank to get those vehicles. However, a lot of the other ones, like the Hydra, the Valkyrie, the Savage, all of those will be for everyone. The vehicles that I would recommend are probably the Buzzard if you do a lot of CEO work, because you can just spawn that wherever you want. A lot of the other vehicles like the Savage, maybe, the Valkyrie, those I believe, I'm not too sure on the Valkyrie, but the Savage I know you can. You can spawn those from within your office, so if you have an office, Savage may be a good idea. I don't think you can do the same with a Hydra, so, you may not want to buy that. Although, if you do a lot of free roam stuff, Hydra is probably a good idea. And there are a few other vehicles that you may want to buy. The Insurgent, if you have friends. But, some of the vehicles, if you don't have, people that will utilize those vehicles, people that will be on those guns and stuff, probably not the greatest of ideas there to buy those. Although the regular Insurgent is an amazing vehicle. So you do want to buy that. And honestly, that's only like $300,000 this week. So take advantage of that deal if you do want some vehicles like that. So next up, there will be half off of all Merryweather services. Not as big of a deal as the Warstock Cash and Carry deal. However, Merryweather services, you can save a little bit of money there. I don't think they cost that much. But these are ammo drops, helicopter pickups, mercenaries, and if you want to call a boat to pick you up, you can do that. Not the greatest. I mean, the most I use is helicopter pickups. I don't really call mercenaries on people. I don't really call for ammo drops, some of that, but you may want to use that. Mercenaries, I believe, is 7,500, so that's pretty nice that is actually half off. And next up, there will be 25% off the Armored Kuruma. Now, to get the Armored Kuruma, you will need to complete the Felisa job. That is the first heist in the game. So, I'm sure most of you guys have already done it. It's only like a 2-player heist. Pretty simple, pretty easy. And that will be 25% off. The Armored Kuruma is I believe $500,000. The regular Kuruma will not be 25% off, it seems. However, the armored one, not too bad. That vehicle is pretty nice, and if you are doing like a lot of missions or heists, this is probably the best vehicle you could have. You know, it's an amazing vehicle that you can have, and I would recommend that. Next up, there will be an ammunition sale, which they do pretty much, it seems like every week at this point. They do an ammunition sale, which will be 25% off assault rifles, throwables, body armor, and ammo. So not too bad. And I mean, you know, I don't never really take advantage of the ammunition sales because I already have, you know, all the assault rifles in the game, you know, throwables and all that. However, the ammo is kind of nice if you do a lot of like free mode killing or death matches and stuff like that. You may take advantage of that, but it's only 25% off, so it's not that big of a deal there. And then finally, there will be the premium stunt race. And the premium stunt race this week will be Threading the Needle. This one is actually one of my favorite stunt races in the game. However, it's a very difficult race. It's a very focused race. You have to be very concentrated on this race, and there's a lot of points where you can mess up on this. And I played this one yesterday, had a lot of fun with it, and I do like this race. However, it is a bike race that's a little bit difficult, and there are a lot of points where you can mess up, so keep that in mind. However, it is a bike race. I kind of like it myself, but you do want to know how to play this race. So if you have not played it before, then probably go play it in a private match. You know the layout of this race, because it is quite difficult. However, it's a pretty good premium race, and what's nice about this one is that it's not locked to any particular vehicle, just motorcycles, which I'm sure most of you guys already have at least some, you know, competitive motorcycle in your garage. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Like I said, a link in the description to the actual, you know, post on this. And overall, I think that this is a pretty good event. I don't know how much I'm going to be taking advantage of, like, the war stack cash and carry vehicles and all that, because, you know, I already have the Kuruma, I already have the Insurgent, I already have the tank, I already have, you know, the Buzzard, Hydra, all of those. And, you know, a lot of those vehicles I actually got, you know, half off and stuff like that. Like the Hydra, like last year, that was hit 50% off. That's whenever I bought that. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Are you taking advantage of this? Do you think the double money's pretty nice? Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Hope you enjoy. Feedback is pretty. I'll see you guys in the next video.